It's here. It's here, man. It's that time, yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm going to actually preview and predict Saturday's SEC West Showdown as you have the LSU Tigers taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Before I get into this video, man, for everyone, if you want to reach out to me, DM me, follow me, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. So go down there, check it out, and come holler at your boy, yo. To all you Alabama fans, I want to let y'all know something sincerely from the bottom of my heart, yo. I don't like y'all. I can't stand y'all. Yeah, it's on Saturday night, man. It's on, yo. But in all honesty, this is the SEC West Championship game. It's the SEC West Championship game. I know Ole Miss is at the top right now, as well ahead of us. Let me say that. Ole Miss got to go to Athens next week, take on Georgia. You would think they would not win that game. I mean, heck, they got A&M at home Saturday, a game they should win, but a game that's not a gimme. So you would assume for LSU that Ole Miss will lose one more game, which would put LSU, if we went out, ahead of Ole Miss. So to me, in all retrospect, this is the SEC West Championship game. And then the final year of the divisions, because next year when Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC, they're going away from the divisions. You read it no other way, man. LSU, Bama playing for the West, playing for the right, to try to get to Atlanta. Here we go. Um, should be a heck of a matchup, man. I'm glad it's back in prime time again where it belongs. And we're going out with a bang with CBS too. This CBS, I think, last year covering the SEC. So this matchup is just all the way around going out with a bang. First off, looking at Alabama, man. They had the loss to Texas at home the second week of the season, and they've rebounded nicely. Got some nice wins over Ole Miss at home. Beating Tennessee at home in their last game when they was down by 13 points early in that matchup. Uh, and beating Mississippi State on the road. Mississippi State ain't really too good though, but those were some. The Ole Miss win was really the biggest win that they've had, up to this point. They hung on to beat Arkansas as well. Jalen Merrill's the guy. He's been getting a little progressively getting better each and every game. I still feel like he struggles a little bit with the intermediate game and the short game. Throws a great deep ball. Probably throws the best. Might throw one of the best, if not the best, deep ball in college football. Extremely athletic, extremely fast. He's the guy. Is no If he plays bad, he gets pulled as we seen against South Florida. The other two quarterbacks just flat out are terrible. So he's the best option as they had. And he also got a big win against A&M on the road as well. I forgot about that game. So yeah, he's rebounded nicely and they rebounded nicely. McCullen, the running back, the lead back there, they got a really big offensive line. Not the greatest pass blocking O line, but solid in the run game. Jermaine Burton is their go-to receiver. Isaiah Bond is a really solid deep threat. Kind of look a little bit like Waddle when he's out there running them deep routes. And then defensively, led by guys like Dallas Turner getting after the quarterback. And in the secondary led, by Kool-Aid McKinstry and Malachi Moore and all them. It's a good football team, man. Alabama Nick Saban team is practically gonna always be a good football team. Now, are they dominant like they've been? Not quite. They could be had, but they could get you as well because they are a good, very talented football team. And then looking at LSU, LSU has arguably the best offense in college football. With Jade Daniels, who's on the very, 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 very short list of Heisman Trophy contenders, man, having an amazing year despite a Ole Miss and a Florida State loss. The running game has really picked up with Logan Diggs. Still got John Emery Jr. back there and Josh Williams, two guys who scored on Bama last year. The receiving core, Malik Neighbors is one of the best receivers in college football. Brian Thomas is a really, really good, one of the best number two options, as they got one of the better duos, not only in the SEC, but in college football in general. Mason Taylor at tight end, who had a really big game against Bama last year, caught the game winning, 2-point conversion. Just a lot of weapons offensively, man. This team is just LSU can score on anybody, man. Um, Problem though defensively. Now there's big name players, the Mason Smith is starting to kind of get back into his own a little bit after a very, very slow start this season. Harold Perkins, one of the best individual defensive players in all of college football, out there starting to make some plays for us. But the secondary, man, is an issue. It's been an issue this season. It's going to be a bigger issue in this game because the guys you had are hurt. No Zy Alexander, no Denver Harris, no Deuce Chestnut, which we ain't seen Chestnut since early in the year anyway. But also on the D line, we be missing Makai Wingo now, who's a very integral part of that defensive line. You probably gonna see guys like Laterrence Welsh out there, Sage Ryan, and, there's a bunch some young guys that really never played this year. LSU is really thin in especially the cornerback position right now. Um, Now looking at the keys for LSU, man, the keys for LSU offensively against that Alabama defense to me is protecting the football. I feel like if we not throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball away, I feel like I like LSU's offensive line. It look like Emory Jones is going to be back for this game. I like LSU's offensive line against the Bama defensive line, though they do some exotic things to create pressure. Um, I feel like we got to just hang on to the football, man. I like our receivers against their DBs. I just like our offense, man. I just feel like with Jaden Daniels, orchestrating it, I just really like this offense. And I just feel like for us offensively, it's just don't turn over the football. Defensively, man, it's gonna be tough. The keys for LSU defensively in this game is to create pressure on Milrow, man. It's like limit the deep balls and create pressure on Jalen Milrow. I feel like we're gonna do okay against the run, but they could really take advantage of us throwing the ball down the field, So you eliminate that by getting pressure on the court. Pressure, the secondary's best friend is a pass rush. So if LSU could create a consistent pass rush on Jalen Milrow, it'll allow the DBs, to be able to stay with their man a little longer and to probably, be able to jump some routes to try to create a turnover or something like that. Now for my prediction. It's a tough spot for our Tigers, especially with the situation at corner. That's I don't want to sit up here and act like I'm not extremely concerned about that. That's a real concern going into this matchup is who's playing corner and how effective will it be. I feel like offensively LSU is gonna score enough, you know. And let's call it what it is, Nick Saban at Alabama has struggled in Tuscaloosa against really good quarterbacks. I mean, you go back to '07, Matthew Stafford went over there with Georgia and beat him. Cam Newton went over there and beat him. Johnny Manziel went over there and beat him. Jambalaya Joe Burrow went over there and beat him. Quinn Ewers went over there and beat him earlier this year. I mean, Chad Kelly went over there and beat him. You know, so the thing is, man, like to win in Tuscaloosa, with the exception of the 9-6 LSU game, and that crazy Chad Kelly Ole Miss game, you need either a number one type draft pick at quarterback or a Heis or somebody that's a Heisman Trophy finalist, or people like Cam and Jambalaya Joe Burrow were both. But Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford was a number one type pick one, and Jaden Daniels is a Heisman Trophy candidate. It's a Jaden Daniels game, man. I feel like defensively we gonna give up plays, but it's a game where Jaden Daniels gotta control it. He gotta protect the football, be smart with the football, take advantage of your weapons, and when they cover it, you take off and run. So I think this is a big Jaden Daniels game. Of these last guys I've mentioned, the Cam Newtons, Jambalaya, Joe Burrows, and Johnny Manziel's, they had their Heisman moment in Tuscaloosa. So this is Jaden Daniels' opportunity to have his Heisman moment in Tuscaloosa. I think LSU pulls this off, man. I think Jaden Daniels. I think he's better than Milroe, and I think that's the biggest difference in this game is I like my quarterback better than theirs, and I'm gonna take LSU in this matchup. I'm gonna go high scoring. I'm gonna go 34 to 31. LSU gets the win in Tuscaloosa. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. We have LSU, NCAA, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.